today, it's all about sketchbooks. I've been using this sort of book thing for absolute years. I mean literally years. Sketchbooks can come in all sorts of forms. I wouldn't recommend these types, but as a child this was what was affordable. Definitely the better the sketchbook you can get is better, because it'll preserve your drawings better and the quality of your drawings will be better as well, because the better the paper, the better the ink goes down, the pencil goes down, and as I say, it's a big benefit. But as a kid, this was literally all I could afford. And through the years, I didn't really sketch in them. I used to sketch a lot on A4 paper, and then I put it in here. So if anything, these aren't quite sketchbooks, they're more like idea storage books. And they hold the worst drawings possible at the end of the day. But this is from my childhood, so I'm not expecting the Mona Lisa and stuff. But I can use these as a reference library. So if I've got a bit of art block, I can grab these old things and look through them and say, actually, yeah, I can do a retake on that, or let's redraw that. So it's more of an inspiration source to me than a kind of practical thing. I do add to these. So you might have seen in previous videos where I'm literally cutting and pasting ideas, old drawings. That's what these are, basically. And they do go back a long way. So I just thought I'd share them, show you how even your old worst drawings can still add to inspiration whenever you're having a bad day or whenever you need it. So this one, I can happily say I did not pay $9.95 for this book. I just love the design. I was going through that phase. The paper in it is actually not bad quality. It's very rough though. And I've taken my drawings and cut them out and pasted them in. And this is pretty much, I went through phases, dragon phases, a lot of dragon phases. And the thing was, during cartoon phases, trying to think up jokes, cute things. My anatomy, because as a child I didn't understand anatomy, my anatomy was absolutely diabolically terrible. Seriously. There's all sorts of development and growth in these. Some pages have got nothing in, some pages have got full bits in. This was kind of when I first found pro markers and learned about markers. Very basic colouring, because I didn't know how to use them properly. And eventually I did learn how to use them properly. Some of my drawings make no sense, some are just wacky, but I can go back in here and I can say, oh, I can redo that, I can play around with that, I can have a play with that. I've got the inspiration hidden in here. And as I say, I will be adding more drawings to these, because I've still got piles and piles of them to do. But I keep these all just in a drawer, out the way, and that way I can just grab them when I need them. And some haven't had their pages filled, some have. Yeah, I mean, they had anatomy. Awful. I'm not proud of it, but at the time I was proud of it. You know, as a kid you're like, yay, I can draw, this is awesome. And the nice thing was nobody told me I couldn't draw. But then maybe they could have told me, go look at Anatomy Woman. So I can redesign these with the correct anatomy, which is brilliant because it will completely change the drawing, completely change the character. Cartoons, my mints. Yes, it's a mint playing polo, so a polo mint, spearmint, extra strong mint with the baby mints on top, the royal mint, how to make penguins fly. Yeah, lots of ideas. I mean, just looking through these now, I can see and say to myself, oh yeah, actually, yes, I could draw that, I can redraw that. And it's just getting some inspiration. Yeah, I did try and copy dinosaurs from books back then. crazy clown, as you do. Really scrappy bits, but it's going to be useful for me in the future as I add to them. Some of these are really, really full. But for their age, I mean, they're over 15 years old. Well and truly, probably closer to 25, maybe 30 years old. So these have aged pretty well. Unlike the owner. I tried techniques where colour mounting, so drawing and then mounting with the colours. I was inspired a lot by illustrations that I saw in books, but I didn't copy directly. I just kind of liked the ideas. I went through a phase of wanting to design cards, not knowing how cards were made. Yeah. That was very, very random. But the thing is, even though, as I say, these are terrible drawings, I can go back. So if you've got a pile of terrible drawings and you really, really don't know what to do with it, don't chuck them out. Make them into a reference idea centre. Get inspired. I made a pile of dragon heads. I can do so much with these. In fact, my next few YouTube videos will probably be based off of these, because I've been looking at fish skulls and there's been some really, really cool fish skulls. So taking a fish skull, adding bits on that I like from these images, and off we go. I did start to try realism, really struggled with it, didn't know how to do it. That's the thing about being self-taught. My art teachers at school didn't want to know. They said I was a doodler, nothing more, nothing less. I was discouraged at art. So I had to self-teach. And the thing was, I enjoy art. I enjoy learning the process. Oh, Lion King stickers. Yes, I did collect the Lion King magazine. I still have them somewhere. And I wanted to put the stickers somewhere nice. But being self-taught is a struggle. That hamster got into some serious Christmas puddings. It always was in a Christmas pudding. I do not know why. This one's got quite a lot of space in, so I can start adding to this one. I mean, nowadays my proper drawings go into an archival folder. The scraps will go into one of these. Just stops me from having 50 million piles of paper everywhere. Yeah, that clown, I don't know what that was about. I was having a moment with that. I think it was from a nightmare I had. This chicken character appeared when I worked at Sainsbury's. It was basically like the common worker and situations in which the workers would be in. There was some very, very random things. Oddly enough, I drew that chicken a lot on the tills, because when you sat doing nothing, something to do. I met some of the ideas I liked, like the scales on this one. I've learned since how to draw scales properly, but the patterning I like, that repetitiveness. So there's that dinosaur from earlier, and I've added some horns. Turned it into a dragon. You know, just playing around. Oh God, more chickens, more mints. So that's all. Put you over there. Some of these actually weighed a fair bit, and I love this one's cover. It's acrylic pour type effect before acrylic pour became popular. Yeah, this was a Daler Roni, and this was quite an expensive one at the time. This is when I was trying to use proper ones. So it's 150 GSM, and it's acid free. So this is when I took it from cheap notepads, and I did go and get a proper sketchbook. But again, didn't really do sketching in it. I don't think there's actually anything in this one. No, it's not really. This one's a bit bare, needs some filling in. That's one of the original Pee-wee Pig ideas that I had for Mrs. Pig. Still in development. When I was doing cards, just random card designs, I went through that phase of crafting. And then, let's see. So, this one's a bit different. So, as I developed and I learnt to draw more, I got into animal art. So, I stepped away from the fantasy side of things. And I started to draw animals. Whoop. Actually, you go there. And animal art, that's when I kind of got my passion. And I tried different materials, so colour pencils. So yeah, this is one of my earliest records of trying to do colour pencil. Trying to take life notes. I really struggled with that, couldn't do it. Nuthatch from the garden, bird studies, more just notes on particular animals. 2005, yeah, there's a date for you. So they were wild boar picklets at a local farm. So this was when I was going through my learning how to use colour pencil and watercolour. Local horse. And this is when I started to really get my passion and step away from the fantasy stuff and go more towards realism. That was at the Bradbury Fair, local fair in Berkshire. So I was still trying different styles. So loose work, tighter work, stylised. I did that one. I remember that. I did that in the back of the car. I was drawing on a journey. That was one of those silly moments. I did spend a lot of time in cars drawing. So I sat in the back of the car waiting for something, just get out a sketch pad, do some drawing. Actually, I'm still quite chuffed with that one. That one came out quite well. These were based off of styles that I'd seen in a pen and ink drawing book. I think I still have the book. It was a really weird book. Fish studies. And I used to have fish. Woodpeckers, just the world around me and wildlife. So, and like I say, these weren't Prismacolors. They were a different pencil. They were the first ones that I had that were wax based. In fact, I think I've still got my originals. Yeah, here we go. So this pencil is over 30 years old and it is still a good pencil. And they were, Prismacolor. This was kind of before I got into Prismacolor. Funny name there, isn't it? These were like the first ones in Beryl. So not a bad make. And this is what I learned with. And this was what I could afford at the end of the day. You go with what you can afford. And then I developed from the Prismacolor to the Prismacolor to the Vermilion, the one beginning with V, and then of course onto the Polychromos, the Caran d'Ache. So this is all part of that journey, is trying out the equipment, learning, and going from there. So I don't know if this one's actually got anything else in it. Oh, there we go. A couple hidden at the back. And that one was one that went completely wrong. That was when I realised that I'd start to learn about different papers and how they affect different pencils. Wax wings, and more stylised. So that was that's the steps from fantasy to trying more realism and learning about animals. But it never really stopped me from trying to draw and enjoy things. And of course, this is like the in-between stage. So This one's when I was trying cartoon styles. So I've never really found my style because I've enjoyed trying out different styles. I've done loose, I've done realism, I've done pencil, marker, pen, watercolour. Tried paints like acrylics, didn't get on with them. And I've gone through stages. Yeah, that was from Dinosaur Book. Desperately trying to understand the anatomy. Never did in the end. Again, it was just learning. The whole of my learning and development. I do have more of these books, but I just thought I'd show you like a general amount of them. Notes. I used to play a game called The Endless Forest, and I tried to design some characters. Same again. Mind you, that I could actually do into a bookmark because I need some new bookmark designs, and that is the actual size of the bookmark. So instead of doing them large and shrinking them down to the size of the bookmark, I drew all my bookmarks at the scale that they were being made at. So, have I got anything? Right, I'll tell you what. And I've got a lot on my plate currently. But I'm going to mark that one. I'm going to come back to that and redo that one. Because I could do a whole series of deer. So that'd be the Halloween one, obviously. See? I've just got inspired. Woo! God, not this again. Which one's the chicken farmer? Yes, chicken farmer. Valentine's chicken. Cockfighting. You know, just YouTube, please do not take that out of context. Chili chicken. Imperial mint. Yeah, you can see I went through a phase. I didn't really have artists as a child who I felt majorly inspired by. I liked a lot of the original D&D work, not that I could draw it. There were children's books I enjoyed the illustrations from. There was animations. I've got some loose ones in there that they're sticking in. But yeah, that's another one that I could turn into a bookmark. Just change it up a bit, correct the anatomy, work quite well. I meant this pink staining, because this isn't an archival book, this will be leaking off something or someone. It's gone quite a way through, hasn't it? It's him. So the markers that I used for this one, I remember they were an art marker and it absolutely stunk. The red, it was so powerful. You couldn't do anything with it apart from one layer, basically. And as you can see, because this is an archival or artist paper, it's gone through and it's bleached through so much. And that's why, if you can afford it, get a bit of better sketchbook. It's funny seeing this. Yeah, Watership Down phase. Did a Watership Down phase. I went through some serious nuts phases. That was trying to simplify a character. So taking it from a complex thing, simplifying it. Never really ran with that. Name, Traeger. That's what I called him, was Traeger. Jeez. Talk about memory. So yeah, it's memory lane. And inspiration lane as well. So yeah, I just wanted to give you an idea and let you have a think about, if you've got scrap drawings or drawings that are old that you're still pretty proud of, then don't throw them away. Stick them in a book. That was I was trying to copy the style of a particular cartoon book, Aesop's Tales. I can't remember. There was, yeah, they were lovely, lovely illustrations, and I wanted to learn how to do them. But yeah, definitely put the old drawings into books, preferably archival paper ones, not cheap things like this, and utilise them. Go back to them, have a rethink, have a redesign, and you will be amazed at how it can fire up your mind and make you think, yes, yeah, I fancy drawing that. I'm going to redesign that. And it just gets you out of a block. It gets you free thinking. And when you do it a few times, it'll help widen up your ideas. So I definitely recommend it. I mean, as I say, I've got tons of these books. But it's saved having the paper just in scraps all over the place in piles. And I mean, I've got several ideas in here with the dragons that, yeah, I wouldn't mind redeveloping. As I say, it's part of your development. And the thing is, if you've got a portfolio, you're showing your development. I don't think portfolios nowadays like you to include like your history of drawing and kind of showing, when I was 6 I drew this, and when I was 10 I drew this, and then when I was 20 I drew this. But for a personal record, for you to go back and look at your development, it's really, really good. And who knows, you might find something that you want to retry. I definitely want to retry quite a few of them. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you an idea, some ideas, see if anything might inspire you to have a go, do something different. Go back and look at your old work, get them re-inspired by it. It could get you through that art block. But yeah, that's those. So till next time, all the best and happy drawing to you all.